So Smithfield Foods, and those of you who buy meats out there, you know, chicken or different, you know, pork products, they're talking about that they're expected to shut down a fifth processing plant where dozens of employees have fell ill to the coronavirus. Now, the Virginia-based Smithfield Foods, which is owned, listen to who it's owned by, China, okay, a Chinese company by the name of WH Group Ltd, has now shuttered pork processing plants in Illinois, Missouri, Wisconsin, and South Dakota. Now, they're the largest pork producer in the world. So the largest pork producer in the world is Chinese. And they think about it. If it wouldn't be for the Chinese, you wouldn't have your pork on your table, because they are the largest pork producer. And Smithfield is all over the place in the grocery stores. Imagine that. So Americans are not even processing their own things. It's the Chinese. Of course, they hire American workers to do it, but it's the Chinese that owns that. Got to think about that. Ever since this coronavirus, I think everything needs to be American. But for me, they don't have to put pork on the shelf, because pork to me is nasty. Pork, if it's not cooked right, it can develop the trichina worm, and that worm can get in your body and actually go to your brain. Research what I'm talking about. You can find this on the CDC, that when it comes with pork, that worm is only relegated to pork. Okay. So when I done my research and saw that, even on the CDC website, I said, oh, hell no. Pork, I stay completely away from pork. I don't want nothing with pork, nothing affiliated with pork. No, forget that. I mean, when I got discovered that, I say, you know, because a lot of times people say they don't eat pork and say, oh, you must be a Muslim. No, the Muslim got that right. But when I saw the science behind that, I say, So they say a pig farmer had revealed that the company, you know, is shuttering on closing another plant in Crete, Nebraska, and spurs fears of collapse in the beef and pork supply that could result in shortages and higher prices for consumers. Well, I guess y'all better start learning how to make more plant-based food. Those of you who like to eat meat, because if meat skyrockets or be shortages, I'm telling you, plant-based foods will be the way to go. And I'm telling you, plant-based foods are great to eat. They're so great. You don't need to eat meat. Trust me, you don't. Now, they said at least 47 employees at the Crete facility have contracted coronavirus as of Sunday. Last Friday, Smithfield announced plans to suspend operations at its Monmouth, Illinois facility. Smithfield closed its St. Charles facility in Illinois and Sioux Falls in South Dakota. Now, they said employees had filed a federal lawsuit in Missouri accusing Smithfield of failing to protect employees. They said that also the company did not allow them to wash their hands properly. Like, so you're dealing with pork all day and you can't wash your hands properly? I see why y'all came down with the coronavirus. My God. So no protective equipment, couldn't wash your hands. And then they said more than 200 employees became infected with the coronavirus at the South Dakota slaughterhouse, which produces 4 to 5% of the nation's pork. So since that went down, you lost 4 to 5% of your pork. Once again, don't bother me. It's Aaron Doerr, a pig farmer in Nebraska, said that he usually delivers 180 pigs to Smithfield's processing plant in Crete, Nebraska. It's been canceled. He said he got word his loads were canceled. He said that they were supposed to go until Thursday, but he got a message that they were shutting the plant down. And he said that he don't know what he's going to do with all those pigs. He said that euthanasia is the last thing. He said he totally have 3,000 pigs available that was going to be there for them, right? So he don't know what he's going to do. He said we combined all the slaughterhouses. We are talking about 100,000 pigs a day that are processed. Wow, I know they was doing that much swine. So he said a swine vet who asked to remain anonymous told the news. So he said, it would be wonderful if an animal sanctuary could take 1,000 pigs, but highly unlikely and doesn't solve the problem whatsoever. Okay. So they said that on the 22nd of April, the American Association of Swine Veterinarians updated their recommendations for the depopulation of swine, with gunshot, electrocution, and manual blunt force trauma added to the disturbing list. They say a swine vet, another solution is feeding the pigs less or halting breeding altogether. It said right now what's going on is a cluster F to put it mildly. So it's going down right now with the processing of pork with Smithfield Foods, because a lot of people are coming down with coronavirus because they're not practicing the hand washing, not having the proper PPE, and the employees have a right for sure to sue for that. But we just want to let you guys know the information just in case you go to the grocery store and say, those of you who eat meat, why the meat then got so expensive all of a sudden? Why we don't have a proper amount of meat here? And especially some of you who eat pork. Well, now you know why that's going to happen. But leave me a comment, guys. Let me know what you think about the situation with Smithfield Foods and, you know, all the employees coming down with coronavirus, not letting them wash their hands. This is my thing. You probably want to stay away from that pork anyway from Smithfield, because if they can't wash their hands, they weren't properly protected. How do you know that droplets or whatever else wasn't passed on to the meat? You know what I'm saying? I think they need to scrap all the meat that came from those plants. Seriously, they need to destroy all of it. But I'm just telling you guys to warn you, just in case you go to the store and buy anything from Smithfield for your family's sake. That's why I want to make sure we do this video.